Hello, Ragen here, and welcome to another video. I'm working on Kathy's flower house this week. My mic probably sounds a little different. I'm having so many problems. I've been trying to get this video out for a minute. But, I had an XLR cable break, so I can't use my Shure mic, and right now I'm using like my lav mic that I forgot to charge, so it's like plugged in, and I'm hoping that it doesn't like overheat or cause any problems. Or like have like weird feedback or something. So we're gonna cross our fingers and hope that things go well. As I was recording this, my camera is overheating. But we will persevere. Continue on. If you're new here, I don't normally start my videos with a bunch of complaining, but I was having a rough one. So anyway, I really enjoy putting these kits together. As always, they're such a joy, and I have a really a lot of stressful things going on in my life right now, so this is a nice little reprieve, a little non-self-destructive way to deal with my issues, by immersing myself in a tiny world of whimsy and fun that doesn't include all of the harsh realities that I'm dealing with right now. So, hope you join me. Unfortunately, my camera overheated a few times, so there's a lot of footage that I didn't capture, but I will try to do my best here with what I did get recorded. And if you want to look at the instructions a little bit better, you can screenshot or pause and check it out anytime you want to. I'm going through the whole book here to give you an idea of what's included in this kit. And there's lots of little flowers and flower pots and fun things. And the furniture that comes with it's really cute. This is a really, really fun set. So, yeah. This is the first of probably 2 or 3 videos. I also sped it up a little bit just because otherwise this would be like a 16-hour video. It took quite a while. And yeah, the first step that it shows you is to cut the fabric so that you have it for all the different components later on, which is a stool and a couple of boxes. So I did that. I love this little tiny print fabric. I really have a hard time finding good tiny print fabric. So if you know of any good sources of dollhouse scale print fabric, let me know. Absolutely love this stuff. And if you have any questions or like you're working on kits yourself and you need like some advice or help or whatever, please feel free to reach out in the comment section below or message me over on Instagram at Disruptive Girl, and I'll do what I can to give you a hand. This kit, excuse you, Kaya, ooh, my dog. This kit came with an off-white paint, but I really wanted to use this mint paint instead because I just love this color of paint. So I used it instead. And it's just a paint like one side and edges on each one of these, but I just painted them all because I can, and I really like this color. And that way if I screwed up and painted the wrong side, it wouldn't matter. It would still have paint on it. So yeah. So after I got those painted, while I had that setting aside drying, I went ahead and started assembling the shelves that go in here. And immediately I realized I would have to dig out my gluing jig because I didn't have enough, well, I probably did have enough random things on my desk to prop up against everything to hold it while it dried. But it was a little dodgy, and I was driving myself crazy, and I'm trying not to overglue things. So like, I was struggling here. It was a little frustrating, but I got it all figured out. And like I said, I got out the gluing jig, and that worked beautifully. If you notice in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see the door. I ended up not using the door. I ended up cutting a little bit bigger hole and just making it like a walk-through without doors. I might upgrade it later with different doors or whatever, but I just didn't like the door. It felt too restrictive. I wanted to be able to look in it and like reach in there and stuff and like move stuff around or whatever if I wanted to. So I just bypassed the door altogether. Yeah, this gluing jig really comes in handy. I went one for a while, and I put it off, and I put it off, and I put it off, and then finally I found myself with a couple extra bucks, and figured I'd give it a shot, see if it was as wonderful and useful as I thought it was, because of course I have a ton of things that I've purchased that I used once or twice and then mothballed because they just had no use, or gave them to somebody else or something. I'm like, it's not for me. So this was actually something that I used and I'm using, and I have a use for, and it's been a great addition to my crafting arsenal, much more than I thought it would be, actually. I do want to get more magnets though, because being that I do a lot of small pieces, I need a lot of magnets. So yeah. And this shelf was a little bit frustrating. It, like the sides are wire, and you just cut 2 lengths of the wire and then bend it in the U shape and then feed the shelves onto it and then glue the shelf on top. And I was having problems getting it cut even for some reason, and it's really soft metal, so it kept bending in ways I didn't want it to. And so I left all the fiddling in. And you get to see exactly, I went over this thing a million times trying to get it like lined up and like I wanted it and get the pieces bent in the right shape. I pushed them all the way down like that to kind of square them out a little bit better so that when I glued on the top shelf, it would fit a little better. And then I didn't measure in between like where the shelves should go, which I should have done, but I didn't. And a little wonky, but you know, ultimately I'm the one that gets to look at this every day because it's sitting on my shelf. So if it's got a wonky shelf, it's got a wonky shelf, right? If it bugs me enough, I'll tear it out and fix it. I was thinking about replacing it with like a firmer wire or some like skewers or something, but I left that as it was because it's not that big of a deal. And then there's this little bench, which is really cute. Simple. 3 little pieces of wood and ta-da, adorable bench. It's really cute. I really enjoy the furniture that comes with this kit, like all the little tables and shelves and stuff. They're very, very cute. And then this is a little flower box. Up at the top is a wagon wheel, which is like 2 pieces. I don't have footage of gluing that together because that was one of the points where my camera overheated. And there's also the easel, which is face down underneath a 1, 2, 3 block up there. Because I glued it together once again, and I didn't get it recorded. It's fine, it's fine. But it's just amazing to me, like the logistics of it. You take these simple little pieces and just a little, a couple dabs of glue, and out pops something amazing, right? It's just so fascinating to me. Now for this cabinet, I changed it up a little bit. I deviated from the instructions quite a bit actually, because it was just like glue it together. The bottom cabinet part was supposed to be just one solid piece glued in place with a sticker on it that makes it look like 2 doors. And then the drawer wasn't supposed to have a back. It was supposed to just be the front and bottom and sides, and then it's supposed to be glued open with stuff sticking out of it. But I decided to go ahead and just use a piece of scrap paper across the back of the drawer to make it a complete drawer. And then for the doors, I cut the piece down the middle, and I went ahead and used a sticker because it gives a little bit of dimension or whatever. It's kind of cute. But I cut the doors down the middle, and then I dug in my stash and found some little brass hinges and put the hinges on it so that those are working doors that open and close. And I'm very happy with the result. The only thing I'm not happy with is that I did the layout that was suggested for the kit, and you can't hardly see it because it's in the very back. But I usually eventually end up disassembling my kits and repurposing things in them or whatever, so it's not a total loss. Eventually it'll see the light of day again. But yeah, so I glued these in place, and then I went in after the glue dried and put in the little nails for them, the little pins, because it's so much easier than trying to line them up while, without them being like glued in place. And then this little handle is just a little piece of wire with ends curled up and smushed. It's a soft wire in place. So yeah, if you hear weird cat noises in the background, one of my Siamese cats has a stuffed animal that he likes to try to feed to everyone. So yeah, it's never ending. When he gets bored, he does this. As soon as I get finished on here, I'll get him some catnip and play with him so he's not running around. Everybody else is asleep, and he's just walking around carrying. It's a stuffed animal domo, and he just... Oh, yeah. Today's been interesting. I've been trying so hard to get this recorded, and my XLR cable broke to my Shure mic, and the neighbors were all... weed eating and leaf blowing, and somebody had a chainsaw going. I don't know, there's so much going on outside, and it was so loud. But I finally got it together and got this much put together. I apologize for my sloppiness, but I just wanted to share this with you, and I'll have the rest of this build up for you probably as soon as I can get it edited, so a couple days. And after I get finished with this kit, my next kit is going to be Luna's Magic House, so you have that to look forward to. In my next video, I'll be covering a lot of the flower creation and the actual building build. So thank you for watching, thank you for hanging out, and I will... Hello, Ragen here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and jump right in here. This is part 2 of Kathy's flower house. It's going to be 3 parts. I tried to make it into just 2, but it didn't happen. So the first video was mostly just putting the furniture together, and this one's going to be like making all the stuff that goes in the house. And the third will be actually building the structure and then showing off the finished result. As I mentioned in my last video, I didn't get every single bit of it because my camera was kind of overheating, and I was having just, life stuff problems. So I recorded as much as I could, but there is a lot of it missing. But I do go over like some of the individual flowers and stuff, and like this is one of the things, this little basket, which is very cute because it's just some craft paper that you wrap in twine, and it's really cute. Turns out adorable, and that's definitely something I'm going to be incorporating in other stuff because I love little baskets, but my basket weaving skills are lacking at best. So I really like the having this as an option. It feels like a cute alternative and easy like shortcut, and still looks visually pleasing. It's really cute. If you're new here, I'm Ragen, and I'm really into miniatures. I do a lot of kit building, and everything from tabletop scale, like 1/64, all the way up to 1/12 scale and some 1/6 scale. This is a 1/24 scale kit that I'm working on right now. And I just really enjoy this. It's something that has got me through some really rough times. So now I do it for fun and enjoyment, and not just as a complete escape from things that are going really bad. And it's nice to just have a hobby that's a hobby just for hobby's sake, and not feeling like the only thing that's keeping you going. So anyway, I love to ramble, and I apologize if that's not something you want to listen to. Maybe this isn't the channel for you, but if you like to hear somebody mindlessly talk about a whole bunch of things with lots of disjointed conversation, here you go. I'm here. Welcome. I also I have a lot of things I do that are like passion project things that I, kind of come and go with. I work on a podcast that I do. It's a solo venture that I really enjoy. You know what? And I'll be honest with you, like, it kind of sucks, but it's fun for me to do like the research and stuff. I'm just don't actually put enough time and effort in it to make it like something amazing. But if you ever want to check it out, it's Twisted States. It's available everywhere. And if you follow me over on Instagram, I post over there a little bit more regularly. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to post there more. It's really rough when you're a hermit by nature, and it's really easy to, just, slip away from society and just kind of be in your little bubble and forget that you have to actually interact with other people. It's a need. Like, we actually need other people, in our lives to a certain extent. I just hate to accept that. Not in a bad way. I don't completely hate all people. But yeah, I do like sharing, and I do have some really good online buddies, people that I've met on the internet over the years that are very supportive and very kind and very sweet, and have really helped me to keep going and make me want to do better and do more. So, I keep saying, this is the year that I'm gonna, hit a good tight schedule and make more of it, and actually start monetizing what I do more and stuff like that. And then something happens or whatever. But as I get older, the obstacles are less and less, because most of it is internal, and I realize that. And I realize the only way to get past it is, I'm the only one that can fix that. So I'm working on it. I'm trying very hard. And, the struggle is real, but it's okay. I'm going to do it, eventually. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you a thing that has nothing to do with anything, but it relates to a thing. So, okay. My mom is seeing a specialist right now for some health issues that she's having. Nothing too crazy, just, just something she has to get taken care of. And so we went over there, and I'm sans car right now, so I had to Uber there. We went over there, and while we were there, I was like, well, we'll see what else is close by, so we can maybe get a little walk in and check out some stuff over there. There should be a restaurant we can go get lunch, or some kind of store or something, a little small amount of retail therapy, whatever. Might as well take advantage of it, because it's kind of far from the house and a little expensive to Uber too. So I want to get the most, out of our money for going over there. We hit the jackpot. She makes fabric flowers. They're absolutely beautiful, and she's always looking for a good source of fabrics. And of course, I craft in all kinds of different ways. So I'm always looking for, those kind of things. And we found two stores that are close to each other. They're kind of in the same shopping center. And there's no, I'm not it's not I'm not sponsored to say this or anything. They don't even know that I have a YouTube channel or that I do anything like that. But I just wanted to tell you about them if you happen to be in the Vegas area. There is a place that's been there 31 years. It's having a party tomorrow. No, Saturday. Called the Christmas Goose. So they're celebrating their 31 years. 31 and still having so much fun. On Saturday, May 18th. Celebrating the goose's 31st birthday. And they'll have like prizes and all that fun stuff. They're doing a little like party. Anyway, but that is the Christmas Goose quilt shop on Durango, and they are amazing, and their stuff is beautiful, and the atmosphere is very nice in there. Everybody that works there is very nice, and the other patrons that were there were very nice, and it was all around just a great experience. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed going there, looking around, and I found some cute little fabrics. They have a bunch of like little like remnants and like things around the store that you can pick up for a very affordable price. And then their yardage, they've got some amazing, this one of the best like novelty prints. There were so many cute things. There were like these little Jack Skellington head ones, like a tiny print. And then I'm definitely going to hit that place up for my Halloween fabrics this year, because, I mean, it's not that I dislike Joann's, but to be able to like shop locally, and support a small business means a lot to me, and I really like their selection of like what I've seen so far. I'm very happy with it, so I think it's going to be a good thing. And I plan on stopping in there every single time my mom goes to the doctor, and a few times in between. I really like that place. And then the other place that I found was West Side Trains, and I lost my mind in that store. It was insane. Oh, they have so much woodland scenic stuff. Like, I mean, half the store is like woodland scenic stuff. That, you have no idea how happy that made me. And then of course they have like all their like the actual terrain stuff, as aside from just the terrain stuff. And then they have a bunch of like supplies and a really good selection of paints and brushes and tools. And I mean, I could live in that store, seriously. They also like buy collections. So and they have like they buy up like whole estates and stuff like that, people's like hobby collections. And so they also resell all that stuff. That's a whole different thing. And they're getting ready to expand, which is super exciting, because then it'll be a bigger store and they'll have more room for more things. And I spoke to the owner, Tina, while I was there, and Tina was amazing and said that like if I have any like suggestions for something that they should have in stock or whatever, that there's always, that's greatly appreciated, and that they try to do their best to work in everything that's got a demand, and that people want, so that they don't have to go online. They can go there and buy it in person and have a wonderful experience. And they also have a website and stuff too. I'll put a link down below. It's called westsidetrains.com. And once again, both of these places are over on Durango, here in Vegas. 2988 South Durango, I believe, is the address for. Oh yeah, 2960 and 2988 Durango, and like different suites or whatever. But quick Google search, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'll put links though down below. Yeah, those two stores though, yes, I could just, both places, I could just live there, just go back and forth between the two. Definitely. And the tufts, all the tufts, oh goodness. I was so excited. Like I said, at the quilt shop, I got some stuff. I got this little pale yellow fabric that I'm going to make some kitchen curtains out of for my painted lady, and I'll be sharing that with you soon. And at Westside Trains, I found some Woodland Scenics HO scale black bears. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna make. I haven't like planned out yet, but I have to make a little diorama with some black bears. It's a need. I thought those were so cute, so now that's something else to add to my list. I usually try to make the list and decide the things I want to make or whatever, and then go, get the supplies for the thing instead of just buying a bunch of stuff. But sometimes I just impulse buy things and I'm like, I'll figure it out later. So that's what happened there. But yeah, so great places, and it's so nice to shop in person again. I never realized how much I would miss that. And I despise going to like big box stores. Like if I have to go to Walmart, I feel like the world is gonna stop. It's depressing. But I love going into a nice cozy little like, mom and pop business. You know, small businesses make me happy. So I try really hard anytime that I possibly can to go, to support those places because they make me just so happy and hopeful. Because one of these days I would love to have my own brick and mortar store. That's like my dream. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what I've been up to. We went out and did that and saw things, and then we hit up Jimmy John's and had some sandwiches, and they were delicious. And came home. So that was my big outing. It was exciting. Her doctor's amazing. He was recently in a skiing accident, so he comes into the room in like crutches and this big old brace. I was like, wow. Yeah, but overall, pretty good day. It was fun. It's fun to get out. Nice to do something outside the house for once. But yeah, so back to this kit. Everything, it was so like simple and cute. Like this is just a piece of a toothpick that was painted blue that came with the kit, and you just like sharpen the end and make a pencil, and then use a pencil to color the end of the pencil. I thought that was adorable. These little flower pots, though, if I had it to do all over again and like in the future, instead of folding down the rim like that, I think that I would rather cut that piece off and glue it on separately, because doing that and then trying to get the paper to curl the proper way and not just look like a wad of paper that's been abused, it was hard to make it look like a cohesive flower pot. You know what I'm saying? So I think in the future I will make sure to definitely take a different approach to these type of pots, because it ended up looking, I mean, you don't notice it. Like by the time I get everything else done and put together, it kind of blends in. It doesn't really take away from the aesthetic or anything too much. But they're cute. But I just think they look better if I cut that off instead and wrapped it around. It would give a little bit different look. Really cute. And I need to find something else. I have like a bone folder, but it's like a cheap one, and it's like plastic, not bone. And it doesn't have like a good edge on it, so it creases my stuff funny. It doesn't work very well for miniatures because like the creases need to be tighter. And I've been using this like awl that came from like a sewing kit or whatever, but it's too sharp, and sometimes I actually like cut the paper, which kind of sucks. I try not to, but I have the curse of heavy-handedness. I have freakishly strong hands, and I'm really bad about like crushing things and tearing things up. Miniatures can be a big challenge for me because some days it's like I'm wearing oven mitts and Swedish chefing my way through life. Other days I can handle doing really detailed work with no problem. It's very it varies. It's very different. Sometimes it's one way, and then sometimes it's another. It's very frustrating. So I really have to find something else that's small enough to give me the crease that I want, but preferably not metal, or maybe if I probably should look through maybe in my I'll think of the word in a minute. In my clay supplies, I probably have like in those tools, I probably have a smaller like a really tiny ball stylus or something. Like that might work. Yeah, I think I just answered my own question, fixed my own problem. I think a really small ball stylus might do the trick, because it would be less likely to actually rip the paper. Yeah, it sucks because like it's such a fine point that it actually cuts the paper and I don't realize it, and I go to fold it and it comes apart, and it really sucks. Hey, stop it. I don't want to... What? Oh no. Sorry, Beans is talking. She's trying to feed me. What do you have now? Let me see. Oh, okay. So you know the biodegradable popcorn, like packing peanuts, that stuff, not popcorn, packing peanuts, the biodegradable packing peanuts that you can like dissolve in water. I don't know where she got it, so now I have to go and find out what she got into. But she just brought me one. It made the mama cat meow noise like she's trying to feed it to me, and dropped it at my feet. So yeah. She's so strange. It's so cute. Baby noises. My cats run the house around here. Like, seriously, they definitely do. I've had to move my desk like 3 times to find the perfect place. I don't like to have my desk up against the wall. I like to have it like facing out into the middle of the room or like at a window or whatever. But if I have it anywhere else but butted up against a wall, I have a really big problem with the cats like getting on it and stealing things and breaking things. So I had to move it. And knock on wood, so far so good. They have stayed off of it. But they're they're so cute, but they're so bad. The curse of being a crazy cat lady. They get into everything. My life is just nothing but cat hair. But it's so worth it because they are so sweet and they're so funny, so entertaining. Yeah. No matter how many of these kits I make, no matter how much like miniature stuff I do, I will still always and forever be completely like what? Stop it. I will always and forever be just completely awestruck by how cute and how simple. Now, like the simplest thing that is barely anything, like the smallest, tiniest little piece of paper or foil or whatever wire can just be put together to make something that just is something, you know, is something else. A miniature version of something, you know, big in the world and looks so convincing and so well. It's really fun. I had someone ask me the other day why I don't like have dolls in my stuff, like dollhouse or like in the kits or whatever. I don't like get dolls to put in them. For me, it's kind of an immersion thing. Here, give it here. Where is it? Sorry. It's kind of an immersion thing. I found that it's easier for me if there's not a doll because then it's like that's my space to explore. If that makes sense. Versus me encroaching on a doll's space because it's their home or space or whatever. And I don't know if anybody else has that problem. If you do, I'm curious. Like, let me know. Do you like dolls in doll houses, or do you like doll houses that are without the doll? So that you can have more of an immersive experience with that. Like, what are your thoughts? Let me know. I'm very curious. Cat's having a blast. Unraveling this took me forever. It felt like so long. I was sitting here and I was watching a show and I'm like, this series is going to be over before I get this unraveled. It felt like it just took so long. It didn't take as long as it felt, but it did feel like a really long time. But once it was done and I used it for what it was supposed to be for, which is to wrap the trunk of these, it turned out so cute. I did go in though and like color a darker color because it was super bright and it didn't feel right to me. And then I tried to like use a light color on it, but the way it like turned out was darker than I wanted. So I might at some point go back and like dry brush a lighter color on top of it or something, but I don't know. I like it. It's fine. I'm happy with it. That's what's important, right? It's really cute and easy. You just wrap the stem and then you got this cute little banana plant thing. So cute. Okay, I'm going to be quiet for a little while. I'll let you get through the rest of this, and I'm going to go calm little beans down. I think she wants catnip. She's over at the cabinet meowing at it, so I'll check back in with you toward the end. Okay, so this is the last flower build of this video. And this is probably my favorite. I really think this is my favorite of everything that goes with this kit. Just absolutely adorable and so simple, and came out so cute. Just so cute. So we're getting ready to hit the end of this video. So I wanted to say thank you for anybody that made it this far, or even you know, skim through and gets to hear this part. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my obnoxious rambling. If you did, I appreciate you. And like I said, I will have the final video for this up in the next few days, so keep an eye out for that. If you subscribe and hit that notification bell, you'll know exactly when that happens. I'm not quite to having a steady upload schedule right now, but I'm getting close. So, but if you have your notifications on, then you'll know when it happens. So, yeah. Oh, and real quick, I'm starting the Couch to 5K with my son on Monday because I'm starting to have a little bit of health issues from sitting too much. My back is done with me. So I'm going to get active. If you find weight things or health things like that, you know, not something that you want to discuss or hear about, I'm just warning you now. You can click away. I'm not trying to trigger anyone. I'm not on a diet. I'm not looking for my beach body. Just simply trying to improve my health a little bit, and you know, whatever happens as a byproduct of that, cool. And if I don't lose anything, then cool too, as long as I feel better. That's the important part, and that's my goal. So we're also doing some stuff. We're going to go see a dietitian and work on some fixing some of our poor choices. Because lately, I don't know what happened, but I have hit this like point where I just crave junk food. And I usually, even though like I do eat a lot, I usually eat healthy. Like my choices of food are usually pretty good. I just have portion control issues. But let me tell you, lately, oh, I don't know what it is, but I'm like, I could live on pizza bites, and corn dogs and pierogies. Like that could be my whole entire diet right there. And it's terrible. It's absolutely awful. And then energy drinks, oh, I've been out of control. So, yeah, I'm trying to take some accountability and step up a little and get myself healthy, because it's going to be hot here this summer. And when it's really hot and I'm all slug, I feel terrible, and the heat makes it worse. And, you know, if I build up my endurance a little bit, I won't be as miserable during the sweaty months. So, yeah. If you're interested in hearing about that, cool. If not, I understand. And I'll probably post about that over on my vlog channel, or just label the crap out of it if I happen to upload it here, so that you know if you don't want to hear about it. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for any and all things that you do to support not just me, but everybody that's out there doing their thing and sharing what they do with the world. And I will see you next time. All right. Bye. Hello, Ragen here. So finally on the final video of Kathy's Flower House. I know it took me a while, but I finally got it edited and uploaded. Ta-da! Yay! So yes, this is part 3 of 3 of the Kathy's Flower House build. Starting off right here with the windows, the greenhouse portion, the actual, like, you know, that part. At first I was like, it's a little flimsy, it's just some plastic sheeting or whatever, but actually this stuff is pretty tough, and it withstood me, you know, heavy-handing the crap out of it to get it into shape, into place. So, yay! It's actually made really well and can withstand a pretty reasonable amount of force. So it's good. Came together pretty easily, and I'm really glad I went with this color instead of the kit color. The kit color, like I said, was kind of an off-white. I like this much better. So, yay. So, I did finish the next kit that I'm going to be uploading a video on. And then I also went back and did some kit bashing on one of my little huts that I made. So I'll have that coming up for you soon. And really pushing toward a weekly upload. We're getting there. I'm trying. But just, the thing is, like, getting it edited, getting it recorded, getting it done, working on the kits, that's no problem. Getting it edited, that's fine. But getting the voiceovers done, sometimes is like takes a while. Takes a minute. It takes time to get like the mindset to get it done quiet enough for him to do it in, and at least the rough cut done on the video, first or whatever. So yeah, but I'm getting there. Getting more in the habit of doing these things, and it's getting better. So I will say, with these, learn from my mistakes. Make sure you square this stuff up really well. I kind of like just glued and went with that, and I should have like test fit stuff a little bit better. Maybe got out some like Quake wax or tacky, like blue tack or whatever, and kind of test fit things a little bit better. It wasn't too bad, but the front, when the doorway goes, tiny bit off. Nothing like not too crazy, but that failing perfectionist in me went, just put it on the shelf and don't even finish it. But I stuck with it. I persevered, despite my little oopsie of not quite lining things up the way that I should have. But it turned out fine. It's fine. It's fine, just fine. And as you can see, I tried so hard to like hold off peeling all of the stuff off of, like, the protective film off of it. I won't do that again. I would have been better off to throw on some like nitrile gloves or whatever, or some cotton gloves. I have some of those too that I use for like handling photographs. I should have just did that. I should have just put some gloves on and handled it that way, so that I could just take the protective cover off, because I ended up accidentally gluing part of the protective cover in between two layers and had to like rip that all back out, and it was a little tiny bit of a headache. So yeah, in the future I'll just rip it all off at the same time, be done with it, and stop trying to, because I'm gonna schmutz it up anyway. It's me, like I'm way too messy of a crafter to actually care about whether or not I get anything on the plastic. So whoops, know that now. The only thing I wish it had was like, I wish it had like the corner pieces a little bit more stable, like I said, so it's easier to square it up. Like I said, it came together fine. I don't have any real complaints, really, at all. But it'd be kind of cool to like have the corner pieces to like line up and use as a guide. I did kind of goof up. I'll tell you about it now. It's coming up, but the middle, like the floor, the actual floor that goes in the middle of it, it came with the classic multicolored wood floor that comes with a lot of these kits, but I messed up and glued it on the wrong side of the floor. So I had to go real quick and like hop online and find something. I went on Etsy. If you just hop on there and do a quick search for like dollhouse flooring or whatever, there's stuff on there usually pretty easy to find. Easy to find. I did find one that I liked, and it's like a blue beach tile. I use that instead. If I remember to, I'll put a link in the description down below. If not, bug me and I'll post it. I always forget to do those things. But I always try to go back like later on and do it if I get around to it or remember. I didn't do any soldering this time. I just followed the instructions in the book, which was to cut these like super thin. And you could tell which is positive and negative, like if you look at the bulb up close. The inside of it looks kind of like the inside of an old-timey fuse, just really small. And like there's a fat side and a thin side on the interior part. So just make sure that you have your positive and negative going the proper way. I don't know how many times I've put the whole kit together, hooked up the wiring backward, and then went to attach the battery pack and went, oh, what do you mean it doesn't work now? But that's not as big of a deal. You just swap the wires, but it can be really frustrating when you've already got everything wired and done and glued in place and there's no option. So you end up having to like swap your positive and negative on the battery pack. It's really, really irritating. So, yeah. The other option too is to take like a button battery and stick it in between the prongs of the light bulb, and then you can see which is positive and negative. And I usually like take like a Sharpie or something to mark the positive so that I know which one it is. So yeah. And this is heat shrink wrap. I don't show the actual heat shrinking part because I had to step away from my desk to use my torch to heat shrink wrap it. But you can use like a lighter, heat gun, hair dryer, just about anything. I even turned my stove on, really low and kind of waved it past there real quick in the past to melt these. Probably not advised to do that one, to be honest with you. That's not really a very good idea, but it worked in a pinch. I was very cautious and careful with it. Made sure there weren't wires hanging down to like melt onto anything or anything like that. So yeah, you gotta be quick when it's a high heat source too. And then we had a whole long time that like my camera wasn't working, but I just slid the little bead cap on the wire, and then this piece goes over. It's like the little like lampshade or whatever. And this is the inside support for the greenhouse. They're pretty self-explanatory. It holds up the cross beam in the middle, which also holds your light. So yeah, they go in place pretty easily. And then this, I don't know what I was thinking. So I attached the light to this, which is what you're supposed to do. And then I put it in here. But I didn't put any glue before I put it in here, which I'm kind of glad because I got it stressed out. But I ended up like squeezing the glue in there and then lifting it back up into place afterward, and it worked. So, and then this is the outside ground piece, like floor piece. I did fine with this. I actually glued these on the proper side. They might not be in the exact order that they go. Like I might have like swapped the ends or something, but it works. So it was pretty easy. I like to use the kit stuff and then go back later on and, upgrade it to something more like realistic or whatever. But I like to at least put this stuff, use this stuff if I can for the most part. That way, even if I want to go back and like upgrade it and like personalize it more or whatever, it looks complete enough on the shelf. Because if it's like sitting there and it's like half done, there's like bare, wood showing or whatever, I can't stop thinking about it. I'm like frustrated. I'm like, oh, I really need to take care of that. I really need to take care of that. You know, I'll have other things to do and not have the time to. But looking at it will just eat away at me. So, yeah. I have that problem a lot. Like, I have to do all kinds of crazy cleaning. Like, everything within my field of vision has to be clean before I can sit at my desk. And then I trash my desk. And they get to a certain point, and it's like, okay, clean your desk. Because I clean my desk, you know, to craft. And then within hours, it's back piled up again. But in between my projects, everything's like all organized and put away and stuff. But yeah, I just like, I'll see something out of the corner of my eye and be like, I know I'm really in the middle of something really super important right now, but there's a poof of dog hair on the floor that needs to be swept up. I gotta do something about that, you know. That's much more important than anything else I have to do. So I have my desk facing a wall now to keep my mind more focused on exactly what I'm doing. So I'll also be working on a few other things that I'm trying to get to for a while. I'm celebrating the excitement of finally reaching 1,000 downloads on my podcast. It's taken me a long time, but I want to get another episode of that out. You know, having these like little passion project things, really like, it's because it's kind of a distraction, but it's not like, you know, when I was younger, like I'd go out and like go hang out places and like, you know, I mean, even like drinking and stuff, I don't do anymore. I don't do any of those things. So my drug of choice is podcasting and making bad YouTube videos. Oh, here's the final result. Ta-da! It's so cute. I took some pictures. And I was trying to find, I have a turntable, but I don't know where I put it. I just got it and lost it already. So, because I like to put things away where I can find them, you know, where I'll never lose them again, where they are safe and secure and know exactly where they are, never to be seen again. So I tried, but I'll later on in another video, I'll show a little bit better view of this, some video shots of it. But there it is. So cute. Love it, love it, love it. I want a real, like, life-size one of these. It's amazing. Anyway, thank you.